Good afternoon, Big Brothers fans. It is Saturday, August 19th. Yes. And I'm recording this in my car, in my garage, just because that's where I had my list of HGs that I wanted to reference. My voice is a bit shot. Those of you that have been listening for a long time know that in the fall, I usually go to a lot of cross-country meets on weekends, and today was the first one of the year, so I've ran around for 5 different races, yelling at, or some would say encouraging kids to do their best, and my voice is showing the signs of it. But I also got a couple of comments in the last 2 days. Most recently, someone, I think it was William, pointed it out. I think yesterday, and I haven't gone back to listen, I said that Jared was going to get nominated. I'm sorry. For any of you that thought that there was a chance that Felicia was going to nominate Jared, my bad. My messing up names. Jag was getting nominated. And indeed, nominations did happen yesterday, and Cameron and Jag were nominated. The target is supposed to be sneaky, winky, Jag, but in reality, the target, well, it's either Cameron or Jag, actually. I gotta remember, do they say they're going after Cameron? Did they tell Heisem? It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't really matter. It's all a ruse. It is all made up because, yeah, I think they said the target is, they say Cameron is the pawn. Jag is who they're going after because Jag lied on Thursday. I don't even know what it was. It may have been about the vote. It may have been something happened on Thursday that they've latched onto as this is the reason we can use an excuse to put up Jag. And so that's why he went up. But everybody, it was just everybody except for Red and Heisem were in on the idea that they were going to backdoor Heisem. But they didn't include Red in that. And that means that he's part of the, quote, professors, which Heisem is also a part of, and Red wasn't included, and Cameron went and told Red. So let's do this in order here. So there were nominations were made, right? Felicia nominated Jag and Cameron. Okay, Cameron was told, you're just a pawn. Jag was told, you're just a pawn. We're working on this backdoor thing. And everybody had been kind of let in and this is what's going on. Not everybody seems to know that everybody else was let in either. It seems to have been kind of a, we all kind of know, but we're not telling each other we know. Based on what some of the far outsiders said to each other, I don't know who all knows that this isn't, So anyways, point is, Cameron went and told Red. By the way, Red, Heisem is the target. They didn't want to tell Red because they kind of thought that Red was closest to Heisem and might let him know or might have a problem with it, which Red had kind of said that he kind of was kind of, he felt an alliance because he's in the Professors Alliance, right? So Cameron told Red. Red started going around trying to feel out people. The only one I witnessed was I watched him kind of grill Bowie, say, what's going on? Something's weird. I feel like there's a backdoor plan. He knew, by the way, so he knows there's a backdoor plan in place, right? And so he's grilling Bowie, going, what's going on? I just feel like there's something. And Bowie's all going like, I don't know. Not as far as I know. Let me, I'll ask around and find out, right? Bowie runs to Izzy and say, Red's asking all kinds of questions, or Red's asking me all kinds of questions. I said I would go try to figure out what's going on. Izzy tells Suri that's going on. Now, somewhere along those lines, whether it was before or after this, or because of this, Suri decides that, well, obviously someone's told Red, right? She knows that. She figures that out. And she thinks it's Bowie that's told Red, when in reality it was Cameron. So Suri no longer trusts Cameron or Red or Bowie. So they are now not in her good graces. Not necessarily target material, but they're not in her good graces. But fast forward to Felicia they kind of talked to Sir. I don't remember the order of the all went, but they talked to Suri, and she kind of was like, "I don't know what's going on." And Red was like, "I don't know. It seems weird." And then Felicia shows up, and Red's talking to her. And remember, Red knows that Heisem is the target, and he just really wants to just be included in the discussion. He's kind of like in his mind, at least this is me peering inside the mind of Red, that he's really annoyed that as a part of the alliance, he wasn't included. And he expressed this later on to Cameron after all of this happened. So talking with Felicia, she said, well, no, the target is Jag, he said, but what happens if somebody comes down? What if we put up, who could we put up as a alternate and everything? And it just kind of got worked in there. Well, what about Heisem? He could go up as a potential. And what if we got Heisem out? And that's where Red says, well, Heisem wasn't in the room when we formed the professors. He was an add-on. So I don't necessarily have loyalty to him. That was Red's way of saying, I'm open to getting rid of Heisem, which Felicia was kind of like, oh, I'll have to kind of think about that. Maybe. You would be. And that's where, and Suri was in the room. There's several people in the room when all this was going on. And I thought to myself as I was watching it, I was like, are they buying this? Red is being really obvious and kind of walking down the path, nodding and winking. And they're kind of going to go, well, as long as you bring it up, maybe. Well, it turns out, as I said, Suri kind of read that as, okay, somebody told Red. There's no way that he came up with this all on his own. It was too obvious. And that's where she thinks that it was Bowie, when in reality it was Cameron. Okay, so all that's going on. I watched a bit Cameron and Red talking, where Cameron and Red are up in the have-not room, and Cameron is basically saying, or I'm sorry, Red's saying, well, okay, so this is what happened. He recounts this meeting with the group of people that he met with back in the comic room where Felicia talked about this. And he kind of says, yeah, I kind of let him along and kind of, said I wouldn't be opposed to it and everything. But, telling Cameron, he said, there's this alliance. He didn't say, I'm paraphrasing completely at this point, but the gist of what he said to Cameron was, I was kind of disappointed that I wasn't included because I'm in an alliance that is a really powerful alliance, and I have expected to be included. And Cameron doesn't know about the professors. And Red is saying, and as soon as we get rid of Heisem, you can be the replacement for Heisem in the alliance. I don't know how well Cameron would take that. Oh, by the way, I'm in this really strong, powerful alliance, Cameron, and you're not in it, and I've never told you about it. I'm telling you now, and as soon as we get rid of Heisem, you can be a part of this alliance. If I were Cameron, I'd be like, well, crap. My beard mance, as they like to call each other here, was in an alliance that I didn't know anything about and I wasn't a part of. But it's getting broken up now. I don't know if that's good or not. So that conversation went on. At the same time as I think at the same time as Cerise downstairs going like, somebody told Red, and I think it was Bowie, so I don't trust Bowie anymore. All right, so that was the major game stuff that went on last night. There's other bits and pieces, but that's the major stuff. I mean, the whole point was today's the power veto. They need Heisem not to win it, and if he doesn't win it, it should be all systems go to renominate him and vote him out on Thursday. We're not on Thursday yet, by the way. But they did do a drawing for the power veto this morning, and Heisem did not get selected. So he is not playing in the power veto, which is going on right now. He is not playing in it, so he's not going to win it. He's not going to, it is going to be a matter of whoever wins it. Now, I posed this question earlier. Who's going to want to win it? Who wants to be the one when everyone has said we're not using the power veto that's going to use it? I don't remember who's playing now. I should have looked. They should get someone that's friends with Jag to win it, so that they can take Jag off, so that she can put Heisem up as the backup, and then Heisem will be like, "Well, you're just the cover," It's going to be interesting if they decide to play it as, "Look, we're just voting you out," which they can. That's it. We're just voting you out. Or do they play it as, no, you're just a pawn, and then he gets voted out, which it won't be a blindside. He'll know by Thursday that he's getting voted out. I'm pretty darn sure. Okay, so that all's going on. One other thing that happened overnight, well, kind of one other thing, it's kind of a bigger thing. It has to do with Jared. Jared shot himself in the foot with the fans multiple times last night. And I've tweeted about this as well, so most of you will have seen it. Jared, in his talking with Blue, who they've kind of been, potential showmance, right? Well, I talked about this, I think, already, that Jared kind of quizzed her a couple of days ago about, like, what her number was. In other words, how many men has she been with? And she said she wasn't going to tell him, but it still kind of was like, dude, you don't ask those kind of questions. What are you doing? Well, this all circles around to more conversations that happened last night where Jared's talking about he's only been in two serious relationships, and just all kinds of stuff. He just had diarrhea of the mouth last night. And I think Blue is completely happy to let him say all of these things and not call him out for them and just go like, yeah, nothing's happening here. This guy's, maybe she's thinking this guy's cute, but I'm never going to be in a relationship with him because he's just got his weird attitudes or standards, because he did say that, and this has been retweeted and shared several times, like it was just so poorly phrased that he used to not think of women as having opinion. I don't even remember how he said it. He basically made it to sound like, yeah, women are lesser people. Didn't think of women as people or women as, it was just like, oh my God, dude. You can't say that. I used to think that, but I've grown. That doesn't matter. You never give that as a starting place. You should have never been there to even grow out of that, right? No. Oh, I think he thought he was being so philosophical and so I'm just grown and I'm just blah, blah, blah. And I heard him say at some point, I'm 25. I've seen it. I've seen things. I've been through things. And of course, look, if there's anyone here 25 or 24, younger than that, yes, we all feel that way. I certainly felt that way too. And there's people that are much older than me. They're going to hear me talk. It's like, yeah, I felt that way when I was your age too. We all think that we are at our smartest at our current age, whatever that age is. So watching someone that is much younger than me say this stuff, and just like, oh my God, dude, just stop. So he didn't stop. He said things. All kinds of people quoted it. The internet was up in arms. At least my corner of the internet was up in arms this morning. Just totally being like, oh, dude, you're just so done with a lot of. It's like, Suri, get your son is not representing you very well, kind of a thing. Yeah. And so that all happened. And then on top of that, he's like dropping hints about, I've got a secret, I can't really tell you. And he's just dropping it. It's just like, my family or this and that. And I watched a bit of this. I went back to actually get the video clip, which I posted of one of these things that he said about how he used to think about women, kind of a thing. Which, by the way, Blue's like, well, it's a good thing I met you now and not back then, huh? It was like, oh, she's not even serious. She is just, but I don't think he picked up on that she was just totally slamming him. She just picked up on it like, yeah, you kind of are, kind of thing. I just like, dude, no, she's not saying it that way. At least I don't think she was. But they're talking, and he's explaining that he broke up. He did say, oh, here's another thing. Which I didn't tweet out, but he also said, just, I went from my girlfriend's place to the airport to come here. my ex-girlfriend's place to the airport to come here. So it's been like, oh yeah, I broke up with my girlfriend of 7 years shortly before I came on Big Brother. And he implied that it wasn't because of Big Brother. He implied because it was all kinds of other things about, their relationship and stuff and everything. But then he also throws in, but he also left her place to go to the airport to come to California. I mean, and he said it like, so you're okay with that kind of a thing. And it was like, oh, dude, another, just keep digging that hole deeper. But he's also talking about, he says, yeah, this has been going on for a year. I was going to be on one thing and that kind of fell. But for the past year, I've been like, things been lined up and that kind of fell through. I don't know. Maybe he was lined up to be on Survivor. Maybe they're looking to bring in family members to Survivor and he was going to go on that. I'm not sure, but it sounds like he was going to be on some other reality show. And then the Big Brother thing came through. So But he's telling us, I can't tell you. And then making implying that, yeah, well, once we get out there, it's a different kind of a world because he's, related to someone famous. He's just dropping hints and hints and hints. And I don't know if she's going to talk to other people around it or not and try to figure it out. I'm not sure. It would be hilarious if she talked to Corey, who doesn't know or apparently doesn't know that, that Jared is Suri's son. But if she started saying, yeah, he's kind of talking about weird stuff, he might go well, wait a minute, maybe. And I don't know. They don't seem to see it, and it's kind of one of those that maybe they never will. But it's been an interesting 24 hours. And again, apologies to everyone that when I misspoke, if I should go listen to it. But then I said that Jared was getting nominated. I don't know what. Yeah, that happens. So there you go. That's what's up. The feeds are down. For the Power Veto. When it comes back, we'll see who's won. Hang on, I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to tell you who's playing for it. I just have to look it up for myself now, so 1 second. Okay, the extra Power Veto players are Corey, Red, and Izzy. So, Corey, Red, and Izzy. Corey might be the one to let win to save, or Jag, just let Jag and save himself. That would be what they would do. Maybe, or Cameron. Either one, I guess. Also, in my scrolling, I saw a note that I guess Felicia told Matt that they've implied that he might be the backdoor target, in case, I think that's what they told Heisem, as a way to kind of keep him less suspicious that he might be a backdoor target if anything happens. And then I saw another thing. I totally forgot about. I did a quick scroll, and there's also the comment that Jared said to Suri last night that he's kind of thinking that maybe he's not feeling very confident about Izzy and maybe wanting to get rid of Izzy. He says it's because he's worried about that she holds a secret over him, but he's the one who's blabbing his potential secret to Blue. So maybe he's worried now that Blue will start go asking things and Izzy. I mean, yeah, dumb Jared. You've told people you have a secret, and now you're yes. So it was interesting to see that he suddenly wants to get rid of Izzy. Some of us thought, and some people think, and I think that's part of it too, is that Izzy kind of gave him a grilling about his stance on women and relationships and this stuff that he was talking about earlier about the number count thing and everything. And they kind of had an awkward communication about that last night. And I wonder, and a lot of people think that's part of the reason he wants her out too, because she's not, that Izzy is kind of confronting him about some of his attitudes on women. So yeah, good times. All right, that's it, guys. I'm going to wrap this puppy up. We'll see if we tell you, if I get back on here tomorrow or later tonight to tell you who won the Power Veto. But for now, I am done with this unusual Saturday. Thank you to my patrons, by the way. Had a couple people sign up again. So thank you to you guys. I'm going to give a shout out to all my patrons this coming week, I think. And if you're interested, you can go to BBGOSSIP on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/BBGOSSIP. If you want to become a patron, I will be forever grateful and give you a shout out and all kinds of good stuff. But other than that, we're good. Happy Saturday. We'll talk to you guys either later today, maybe tomorrow, if not on Monday. Oh, also, there's a hurricane tropical storm coming to California, if you haven't heard. So, yeah, don't forget about that, too. Just means the house guests will be locked down inside, probably, maybe, on Sunday and Monday. And they're not going to have much opportunity to go outside. It sounds like they're going to get a ton of rain and some high winds. But I don't think there's any danger of massive stuff. Although they are right next to the river, right? The concrete river. So maybe it'll get full. That might be an interesting picture of the river running full with them right next door. But I don't think there's flooding issue threats. But we'll find out. All right, now I'm done. Goodbye.